First things first is an apology because I didn't post a video. The plan was this week to post 2 videos. This being one of them and me starting to learn Korean being the first one. Well, guess what happened? My audio was crap again. So I decided not to post the first one because the audio was rubbish and I was out of focus for half the thing. Because what I kept doing was picking up the camera. And I now know that picking up my camera whilst the microphone is plugged in completely screws the audio up. So we're gonna learn from that and never do it again. Now I'm hoping that the audio is fine for this video, otherwise I'm going to kill myself. Not really, but you know what I mean. If you haven't guessed, we're cooking. If you haven't guessed from all these lovely ingredients, no, that's not my drink, from behind me. And yes, it is another Korean recipe because I'm not finished with the Korean stuff, and I never will be. I did say that my channel's not going to become a Korean channel, and it isn't. I know it looks like it is because I've only posted Korean videos, and it isn't. But today, guess what we're using? The Till Redder. Okay, if you could just come out of the box, that would be nice. Just come out of the box. Which I'm going to need to clean. Just give us one sec, because it's really dusty. Remember from last time, I had a bit of trouble using this because it wasn't working. Because I used the wrong type of pot. But now, I know that I have to use the certain right pot. So we're going to plug this in. Oh, I didn't do that. We are making a dish that I'm very excited about. Ooh. Yes, I know I'm a bit smaller than I usually am. It's because I'm on a smaller chair. We're making a dish that I'm very excited about. This is just completely filthy. And it's called Jjajangmyeon. I really apologise if I said that wrong. But basically it's black bean noodles. Now we go to the supermarket here whenever we can and we find black bean noodles as a ready meal because that's very common in the Chinese section of the supermarket. And I've had that before and I really enjoy it, but I'm curious to see if this is different because I've actually bought, this was so incredibly hard to find, actual Chinese black paste. I don't know whether the one in Korea they use the same as Chinese, but that's what we're using. So I found a recipe. I think it's the same blog that I always use, Korean Bapsan, whatever that means. And you can use udon noodles, and my udon noodles are still upstairs, and I haven't used them yet. And they are rapidly going out of date, but I'm using them in the next recipe, which is spicy kimchi fried udon. Which is basically just kimchi fried rice, but with udon noodles. Moving on. So we're going to make jjajangmyeon, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be a bit annoyed if it tastes like normal black bean noodles that you can get at the supermarket, because what was the point of this? So we're just going to crack on. So the ingredients you'll need are... I'm not going to give them to you. So you need a tablespoon of cornstarch or potato starch. Now this is annoying because in this country we call cornstarch corn flour, even though corn flour to the rest of the world is that yellow stuff that you make cornbread out of, but we call it corn flour, so there you go. And that's used to thicken the sauce. Chicken stock, that's the chicken stock. That's hot. Cucumber matchsticks for garnish. I've just got a whole cucumber, I'm just going to bite at the end. Some oil, it just said canola or vegetable, well I don't have any of that, so I'm going to use rapeseed oil, which I don't think matters. Half a zucchini, and I'm not using that because I don't like zucchinis. A large onion, cabbage, salt and pepper, grated ginger, rice wine. I could not find rice wine for the life of me, so we're going to skip that. It's not really essential, so you don't need rice wine. Pork loin, I'm not a huge fan of pork, so I've substituted that. Since we're using chicken stock, I've substituted that with some chicken. Is this the chicken? This is the chicken. Okay. Oyster sauce, which they said is optional, so I've left it out for obvious reasons. Sugar and Korean black paste. So it does say Korean black bean paste. Although I'm sure they said that this was Korean black bean paste. I don't know why it says Chinese, but whatever. The Jjajangmyeon, which is what you need. Jjajangmyeon, which says on the packet, Jjajangmyeon. Cool. And then Jjajangmyeon noodles. I'm going to open this. I bought a pack of 4. Now, they look like regular ramen noodles. So if that's what they are, I'm going to be annoyed because I've got millions of those. So I don't need to buy any of these. Which we'll cook at the end. So I'll put them to one side. What should we do now? Let's start the recipe, I suppose. Right, so have a pot of water ready to cook the noodles. Turn the heat on when you start cooking the meats. This way you'll have the boiling water ready for cooking the noodles by the time the sauce is done. I'm not doing that. I'm going to cook the noodles like it says. Okay. Add the noodles into 600 millilitres of boiling water and boil the noodles for 5 minutes. Drain out the water and leave 2 or 3 tablespoons of water in the bowl. Add the seasoning sauce and the noodles and mix well and set. So we're not going to do that because I don't actually make what's on here. I am going to boil the kettle and then put the water from the kettle into a pot and leave that to cook for 5 minutes. I might turn the heat on. We don't know. We'll just see what happens. Anyway. Now, it does say you want the noodles to have some chew, and that's how I like them. I like chewy noodles. I don't like soggy, wet, gross little strings. Okay, so we're going to prepare and cut the vegetables and the pork, which I've already done. Actually, my mother did it, but I was asleep. Well, half asleep anyway. So we're preparing the pork and vegetables, in my case, chicken. So what I want you to do is cut everything into like cubey small bits. So this is the cabbage. Got some onion here, which is the only thing I can smell at the moment, and some chicken. Now what they want you to do is, whilst cutting these two, once you've cut this, marinate this in rice wine, salt and pepper and ginger. I did not have any rice wine, and to be honest, it doesn't sound that interesting or appetising anyway. So am I recording? Okay, here I am. So I've just substituted the rice wine for a tiny bit of water because obviously there'll be some liquid in the bowl, which I didn't have. So yeah, we're just marinating this in some water or rice wine and some ginger and salt and pepper. So the first step that they want us to do after we've prepared the vegetables is to add the black bean paste to a small saucepan with oil, sugar and the optional oyster sauce. And then fry it over medium heat for 2 to 3 minutes, stirring constantly. I can do that. It doesn't really smell of anything, the black bean paste. Can you see me? No, whatever. It doesn't really smell of anything. Can you see this? Cool. So we're going to add 5 tablespoons. If I can get some out, please. Ew. Looks like fox poo. That's fine. 1. 2. That seems like a lot, don't you think? It says we need to stir constantly because you don't want to burn the sauce. Pop in the sugar. I don't know whether you're supposed to use castor or granulated. So I'll be using castor because I don't have any granulated. Basically, I think the gist of this is to remove the bitterness from the black bean paste because apparently it's very bitter. Not going to lie, it does look very unappetising. So I think we need to take the child lock off. How do you do that? Any ideas? you know it would be helpful if I had the instructions and I just don't? Remember, this gets very loud, so I'm going to have to yell. 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. Stopwatch. Alarm. Timer. Let's go for 3 minutes. Cool, so we're just going to stare. Staring constantly. Staring constantly. This looks disgusting. I'm really sorry for how whacked up my schedule is. I don't have a schedule, that's the problem. But the problem is, I've always said I don't want to make this like a job. I mean, obviously it would be great to make this full time, but I don't want to make it like a career where you have to meet deadlines and stuff, because then it's not fun anymore. So I never ever stress out over the fact that I've not posted a video. I mean, 3 people watch them anyway, so it's not even like I've had an audience to disappoint. It's literally just my aunt. It does look like fox poo, it's not just me, right? It looks like fox poo. I know what fox poo looks like because we have foxes around here. Right, we're going to take that off. That really smells like really lovely. Add the pork and stir fry until it's no longer pink. In my case, that's the chicken. Now, I do need to add a bit of oil. Just, oh, where's it? Oh, it's here. And medium heat, so I'm leaving it on 4. Rapeseed oil is so much healthier for you, by the way, than vegetable oil. Just saying. That's the only one we could find. I'm sitting on the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's this. But I wanted to be in frame for a change, so I decided to actually make it an effort and sit on the most uncomfortable chair. Aside with that, we're going to bung in the dish. How are you supposed to cube cabbage? You can't cube a cabbage. So we're going to cook this until everything's soft, and by that we mean like the cabbage has wilted basically and the onions have turned transparent. Chicken's basically already cooked. Add in the black bean paste until everything is well coated. All of it, and it's like completely solidified. So I don't know whether it's supposed to do that or not. Okay, for some reason it smells like alcohol. I'm not sure that I've done this right because the black bean paste is like formed a clump. It's supposed to do that. Pour in the stock of water and bring it to a boil. Cook to 3 to 4 minutes. So this is the stock. I'm going to say that's boiling. 4 minutes, starting now. Now I just don't know whether I'm supposed to... Ew. Yeah, there's definitely like a skin that's formed right now. So now we're going to put in the cornstarch slurry. Now that just basically means that the cornstarch has been mixed in with the water, because otherwise if you don't you'll get congealed clumps of cornstarch that haven't cooked into it. Such as that. Don't do what I did, because I just, I made the slurry before I filmed the video. So don't do that. Make it when you need to make it. Don't make it first, because it's just stuck to the bottom of my cup. Okay. Now I'm going to plop that in. Okay. That's grill. Now it says cook briefly until the sauce thickens, so hopefully that won't take very long. In this pan, I'll soak the noodles, and I'm not gonna lie, they look exactly the same as ramen noodles. So that seems fine. So we're gonna place some noodles, hopefully with me in the camera. Into the bowl. Into the bowl. Not too much water because I don't want soggy noodles. Might as well have all these. You gotta love some noodles. It's my favourite thing in the world, noodles. Like, not really, but like, actually. Cool. Right on cue, there's the clock. Right, so one last stir, I think. Cool. I mean, it smells like... Is it supposed to smell of alcohol? I realise you can't see my face for most of this video, but whatever. Does it supposed to smell of alcohol? And just spoonish over the top. I'm going to do one more. Like a half one or something. There we go. Okay. Oh, let's not forget the cucumber. Which I'm not going to sticks, I'm just going to nibble it. Right, this looks scrummy. Right, I hope I've cooked it well. I'm really scared I'm not going to like it because I've got so much of it. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. That's hot. It is really nice. I honestly was expecting more flavour. Let's try an onion. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, it's really nice. But I think I've done it wrong. I think I'm missing something. Did I cook it too much? Did I burn it? Who knows? I don't even know if I've done this right, let's be honest. One thing it doesn't is it doesn't taste like the ready meals that we do here. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing though. I mean, I'm going to have this for my lunch because it's like really nice. But, I don't know whether I've done it right or not. Oh well, I'm going to eat it anyway. Cucumber works well with it. Okay, I'm liking it more now. Let's try some cabbage. Cabbage is cabbage, isn't it? Let's be honest. Okay, well that was me making jjajangmyeon. Anyone who knows how to make this, do tell me if I've done it right or wrong, because I don't feel like I've done it really right. But it's nice anyway. I hope you make it. I'll put a link to the recipe down below, to the blog I always use, because they're really, really easy to use, that blog. And I'll see you in the next one, which hopefully, I'm really hoping that my next video will be the one where me and my sisters try some weird flavours of crisps. But we'll just have to see if we're allowed out by then. Well, whatever. Right, I'm going to go now.